What's good? What's good? Stormy B-Man, and I'm back with another video editorial. This time, the focus is on Froch and some comments that he had regarding Anthony Joshua's recent behavior after he dropped the fight with Alexander Usyk in their rematch. It had been documented that Anthony Joshua didn't display exactly the best of sportsmanship when the fight ended, and Joshua was definitely on another stratosphere with his behavior and antics in the ring after the fight, tossing Usyk's belts outside of the ring, grabbing the microphone and expressing himself, not being asked to, but just going on and rambling, rapping, making all sorts of weird comments that had the crowd astonished with his behavior. So recently, Boxing Social took it upon themselves in an interview to ask Froch what he had to say about it. And in this recent interview, he laid into Anthony Joshua regarding this, and he labeled Joshua as stupid for his antics after his second defeat to Alexander Usyk last August. The Boxing Social article goes on to state that Froch pulled no punches in his assessment of Joshua's behavior, comparing him to a spoiled child for failing to give Usyk his credit on the night. Some people may recall that Joshua had walked up actually to Alexander and asked him, "How did you beat me? You're not stronger than me. You're not bigger than me. How did you beat me?" Demanding an answer from Usyk, who sort of just looked on at Joshua, and it's very hard to read Usyk's expressions because he has these wild eyes, and you couldn't tell if he was perplexed or if he was disappointed or even upset at Joshua and his behavior. But one thing is for certain, Froch was spot on, even though he himself has acted questionable both in the ring and out of the ring, before and after fights of his own. But he wasn't off when he had these statements to make regarding Joshua and Joshua's performance. Quoting Froch from Boxing Social, "It was ridiculous. The whole thing was ridiculous. I thought he was stupid. I thought it was totally uncalled for, and it was the Anthony Joshua show. It's like a kid that spat his dummy out. He's got beat fair and square. Be magnanimous. He's got a guy in Usyk who's from Ukraine. Give him his moment. It wasn't close. It wasn't a split decision. Even though it was on the cards, he got conclusively outboxed. AJ received criticism for his behavior after losing out to Usyk, with many observers describing him as having a meltdown. I also spoke about that and felt it was the same. The article goes on to state that although there was initial talk of a December comeback, Joshua has not fought since that night and is yet again on the hunt for a new trainer, having split with Robert Garcia. Garcia was brought in for the Usyk rematch after Joshua parted ways with longtime coach Rob McCracken, who also trained Froch, perhaps explaining the Cobra's animosity toward AJ. I don't believe it has anything to do with that. I do believe it has everything to do with Anthony Joshua and his true personality and how he deals with people. Joshua has been known to state and make statements that are not respectful to contemporaries and those who had pioneered the way before he came on the scene in boxing. He is expected to return to action in the spring of this year, and Eddie Hearn is revealing plans are in place for a fight against a top 15 opponent before a rematch with the old foe Dillian White. At this juncture, even Dillian White is a threat for Anthony Joshua, and he seemingly hasn't got his act together, whether it's in the ring, out of the ring, with trainers, or with trying to get himself gathered mentally, psychologically. The one thing we can say about Joshua is this: he's in an era with so many titles around, it wouldn't be surprising to see him become a heavyweight champion for the third time. But as far as he facing quality opposition, or those who might even be the nearest and nary of a threat, I don't foresee that for Anthony Joshua. There was an opportunity for he to face Deontay Wilder, whose people tried to send an offer to him. He wasn't interested in the least. And there's a reason for that. Deontay Wilder represents a threat. The possibility of a KO loss is there for Anthony Joshua, as well as it's there for Deontay Wilder. But Joshua, who has been handled with kid gloves up until this point, is eventually going to have to get in there with someone who is a threat. Will he be able to rise to the occasion? Will he learn something from a new trainer? All of these questions are on the table and more. But my thoughts about it is, until he can center himself and get his psyche, his mind in proper order, Joshua will be looking at dark days ahead. Boxing is a great deal percentage mental, and he has displayed the fragile aspects of the psyche. What do you think? This is Stormy B-Man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC and Liberated Perspective, a third eye view of the world. For more content such as this, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let me know what you think about Carl Froch's comments about Anthony Joshua, and what do you think is next on the horizon for him, and who should he face in a top 15 opponent selection. That's all I have for you at this time. Peace to everyone out there, and everyone please remain safe.